Hey there, before we get started with this nice little video of mine, I just want to give a nice little shout out to AA, it's Kelly, with a K, and her name is Kelly, which is nice, so, it's actually a nice name. Why don't I have a nice name? But anyways, a shout out to AA, it's Kelly, Goddess Angelic, the Hell Atlas, the Card Reaper, and Napster 90 with the giant Z. And now that's done, let us get to the deck list, shall we?
Hello, this is Tarsius462 kicking at you with my first deck profile, which of course I have completed this deck over the past few months, and it has won me my first locals, which of course I started using this after the Extreme Victory sneak preview, so that's not that too long ago. It was because I finally had the money to finish this baby, well at least most of it, which I still need your help to get me some nice wheeling and dealing going on, and of course some help me finish this, guys. It'll be really awesome. Which of course I'll show you my proxies of what I need for this deck. Of course, I'm going to kick things off here. First off, for our first contestant, we have two Armageddon Knights. See, that one's proxy, that one's not. So, basically, send any dark you want from the deck to the grave, which it works three ways in this deck. Which of course brings supplement to Chaos Sorcery for Red Eyes Darkness Metal, or plain and simple Dragon's Mirror. That, and of course 1400, you know, that ain't bad, doesn't get bottomless. Plus, even if he is, you know, sullen for reasons unknown, of course, he still gets the effect. Then, of course, you have my favorite gang of cards, which is the Blue Eyes Trio. Yes, I had these since I was a little younger. I don't know how these stayed the perfect condition the way they are now, because when I got them when I was a kid, and these are still kind of out there on price right now, due to some dishonest people. Holy crap, bad thrills. Anyways, 3000 beat stick, great for future fusion or for Dragon's Mirror, because then it's another option besides FGD. It's an option for one of my old-time favorite cards, which I'll get to it later on. Then, of course, you have your two Chaos Sorcerers. Basically, here you have a great thing for running for these two. It's either all or nothing kind of ordeal for them, so. Because basically, remove from play one card on his side of the field, which is awesome. Well, it has to be a face-up monster, sorry. But, great for, other combos in this deck, which I'll explain later on. Such a great card, even for a common. Which, of course, there's Dark Arm Dragon. I got him when he was $20, so good for me. But anyways, from Gold Series 2. Basically, well, all you have is 3 darks in the graveyard, which would be really fast, considering all the removing from play and discarding you will be doing. And then, of course, 2800 attack points ain't half bad either. Then, of course, you have Dark Horse, 3000 beat stick, be used for trading, kind of like the Blue Eyes. And also, if he activates a spell, I can special summon a level 4 or lower dark from my deck. which is awesome because then I could summon Armageddon Knight and get another Red Eyes Darkness Metal or Norleras to the grave before he dies, so that's cool too. Then you have, of course these two are proxies, which would be awesome if I had them, is 2 Norleras the Sky Scourge. Now people are saying, why the hell would you own that? He's the most pathetic card in the whole game. Well, not true. Some of my other friends have used them in other decks, such as a Blackwing Lightsworn Norleras deck, which I don't know how the hell he did it. So I thought of that, and then I thought, why not dragons and Norleras work together? And henceforth the Norleras dragon, you know? Not too many people have really done it, so it's kind of my version of the deck. Mix some draw power with this deck too. So basically, level 8 for trading, and then of course I always put them in the graveyard. Why? Phantom of Chaos. Remove them from play, gains effect. Basically, what its effect is pay 1,000 life points. All the cards on the field and the both player's hand, boom, gone, sent to the graveyard. Not destroyed, sent. Which means Stardust does not go off. Which means other cards like Starlight Road and all of them don't go off. And the only thing he could do at that moment is solemn it, and that's about it. Other than that, he's screwed. Plus, after its effect goes off, I could draw a card. And to draw after the whole field and hands are gone, that's just a big bonus for me. And that goes for win in more conditions than one. So, without further ado, here is another trio of cards, the Phantom of Chaos trio, which of course removes and play a dark monster from our graveyard to gain its effects. Great for swarming with dragons if you remove from play a darkness metal, which is a great combo by the way later on this deck, which I will show. And of course is for Norleras for backup in case if he has JD and you got nothing to stop it. Well, nothing else I should say. And it's also a great supplement towards Chaos Sorcerer if you draw it and whatnot. Plus it's also great for Darker on Dragon. There you go. Then of course you have my next favorite trio, the Red Eyes Darkness Metal. Basically remove from play a dragon type monster from your side of the field, a special summon from your hand, which means you could still tribute summon him, although it will cost you 2 or 3 monsters, so I don't know. Everybody always goes for the special summon though. That and usually by Wyvern's effect, so of course, special summon a dragon monster from your graveyard per turn. Who wouldn't want that? Especially the 2 on the field, because then you'll normal summon 1 card, special summon 2. Also, it was funny, this one guy did was, I put my 2 Red Eyes Darkness Metals into defense because I was afraid they were going to get Mirror Force. And my other cards took the bait, which was Mirror Force. And the guy asks me, how the hell did I know? I go, she had full field of dragons. Yeah. Real dick move. Not gonna lie, guys. Dick move. Dick move. And then, of course, I have my trio of Wyverns. Red Eyes Wyverns to be exact. And then, of course, their effect. Remove from play himself from the grave. Boom. There's a Red Eyes Darkness Metal on the field next turn. What most people forget about his effect is during the end phase it activates. Not during main phase 1, not during main phase 2, not during the standby phase, not during draw phase, during the end phase it activates. And that's why people go, what the fuck? You know? Plus, the greatest thing you can do with Future Fusion is send 2 of them babies to the grave and 2 Red Eyes Darkness Metals and a Beat Stick to summon next turn. Then, of course, the last of the monsters, which would be a trio of white stones, which, of course, one of them is proxy. Basically, sent to the graveyard, get a blue eyes to your hand. And, of course, who wouldn't want that? I mean, of course, unless dead draw, but hey, we're looking for something, people. Basically, great combos in this deck. Future Fusion, for example. You know, send him to the graveyard. If you have a trade in your hand that's dead, boom, he's gone. Then you have something to supplement trade in. Then there's also the special summon of Red Eyes Darkness Metal. You know. Then he's also a great supplement towards Chaos Sorcerer. Again, he's also another dragon supplement. He is another supply that adds fuel towards FGD. And now we move on to the spells. 'Cause spell cards are fun! Like this. Lower Darkness. Draw 2, remove from play dark. Which, of course, you can always combo with DDR and all that later on, which I'll show. Book of Moon. Everybody must have him. Must have him. If you don't, well, then you're screwed. 2 cards of Continent. Basically, discard a level 2 or lower turner to draw 2. Basically, is double-edged right here because you send Whitestone to the graveyard, you draw 2, plus you add a blue eyes to your hand. How cool is that? And then, of course, that's extra 2 cards. Could be anything. Then there's card destruction. Discard hand, draw a whole hand. Basically helpful for getting unwanted cards into the graveyard. Dark Hole. Your 2 DDRs. Actually, let's do that. Basically, discard a card from your hand to special summon when you remove from play monsters to the field. So, if you remove from play a Red Eyes Darkness Metal or some other high level dragon type monster you want to summon from your RFG, then there you go. There's a Red Eyes Darkness Metal, whatever else you want, to the field already. Which, of course, you know, with Allure of Darkness and, of course, his own effect and Dragon's Mirror, yeah, it's a great card. Even counters macros a couple times, which is awesome, by the way. Then you have your true Dragon's Mirrors. Why 2? Because 3 is dead and 1 is not enough. So you go in between 2. I use them for 2 reasons. FGD and Blue Eyes Ultimate. That's it. And why do you say, why would I run that for Blue Eyes Ultimate? Think of it. You got an alternative for FGD because he always expects FGD, but he's not going to expect the Blue Eyes Ultimate. Because that card is ancient. And then, of course, there's Foolish Burial. Getting a card you want from the deck to the grave. Useful for other combos in the deck. Future Fusion. 2 Red Eyes Darkness Metals and 2 Wyverns to the graveyard, plus whatever card else you want. You usually, on average, always get about 2, if not 1, Red Eyes Darkness Metal to the graveyard, you know. There's times when it's dead, and then there's other times where it's useful. And then there's also times when you actually get 3 Red Eyes Darkness Metals out, which is cool. Because then you swarm the whole field, and plus you get an FGD in 2 turns. Plus he's only got 2 MSTs to stop it, and Solemns. And of course, there's Hand Destruction, discard 2, draw 2, which is for both players. Basically, double-edged right here too. I get to get rid of cards he needs, possibly, to the graveyard, and then he draws 2 that he probably doesn't need. If not, it's probably the same thing. But then, of course, I get rid of cards I don't need, like norleras and all that in my hand. And then boom, you get 2 cards. Works on his turn because it's a quick play, so that's awesome. So, like if he has one, okay, you sit during his draw turn, boom, do it right there, and then with the second one, boom, you screw him over again. Then there's Monster Reborn. Everybody must have a reborn, or else you are fucked. Reasoning. Why do I add this? Simple. The levels keep you guessing. Because in this deck, he's afraid of two things. One, the Red Ice Darkness Metal, which is level 10. And of course he's afraid of those level 8 beat sticks. And of course if I draw something like not Darkham Dragon, but Armageddon Knight or something like that, then still get a card. And also possibly get rid of it for other reasons too. And also great for throwing him off. Because half the time he's going to be guessing level 10, then he gets to level 8, then he has second thought. Then of course, there is my trade-ins, which two of them are proxy, the middle one's real. And of course, some discard a level 8, draw 2. Cool. Get rid of norleras, get rid of Blue Eyes, get rid of Dark Horus, draw 2, which is awesome. Basically adds fuel to the fire. Now that that's over with the main deck, basically we run into the extra deck. Sorry if I didn't announce any sudden spells or anything. So we have our two FGDs and a Blue Eyes Ultimate. Blue Eyes Ultimate, great alternative for an FGD. Why do I not run 3 FGDs? Simple. You'll never get more than 2 on the field. You'll be lucky to even get 1. Because half the time, in 2 turns by now, in this format, he will have a solemn for it. He will have a bottomless for it. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Unless you're Dan Green. That or you safely do. One of the two. Then, of course, some Blue Eyes Ultimate. Just a little underlead compared to FGD, but less fusion requirements for a fusion. And also, basically part of the reason why I run Dragon's Mirror. Because if you're running 3 Blue Eyes in the graveyard, have DDR in the hand, hinting, twink wink, 2 powerful monsters, boom, right there. Then, and if he gets Mirror Force, okay. Red Ice Darkness Metal at the end phase, next turn, if he Dark Holds it, Monster Reborn, Red Ice Darkness Metal. And you get to special summon your other Blue Eyes Ultimate or FGD and whatnot. And yeah, it's basically right. I actually had one time where I thought I was going to lose because I was going to deck out to the guy. But because I wouldn't have enough fusion materials in my graveyard, but I would on the field. And then again, I saw 3 Blue Eyes, and I saw the Blue Eyes Ultimate. Booyah, right there. I just screwed you over. You lose. So, and that was against Infernities too, so. Yeah, that was my deck profile on the norleras Dragons. Check out my channel for wants. And, of course, you know by now, one of them is the Kaiba mat from Gold Series 4, so if anybody wants the Yogi mat and has got a Kaiba mat, trade it right there. I still have the sleeve that the mat came in itself, so if you want that too, that's fine, just to conceal the deal. It's pretty good shape for being here since Iola, which was, God, how many weeks ago was that? 2? Most mats are wrecked by then, so. Yeah, not a bad deal. This mat probably runs about less than the other 2, which is probably about $6, which I don't know why this one's so low, so probably it's because Gold Series 4. Then again, everything in Gold Series is cheap, so. Rate, comment, subscribe, and sub to those people I mentioned before. AA, it's Kelly, Goddess Angelic, the Hell Atlas, the Card Reaper, and Napster 90. With a 9 and a 0. So, I'll see you later then.